Hey there, folks. I am the Gulf Coast Granny. My name is Charlotte, and I am here tonight to crochet and chat with y'all while I make a blanket for a charity that I'm involved with called Lovingly Looped. Um, they hand out blankets to underprivileged and folks in need. So I thought it was a great idea and decided to play along. I'm going to do a mindless crochet pattern tonight so that I don't have to count or distract myself from talking. Hey, Denise, how are you, dear? It's good to see you. Hey, Tracy, how are you? This is the first of many bags of yarn that I'm going to have to try to go through and crochet up relatively quickly because I don't want to donate just the yarn. So I decided to make blankets out of it and donate the blankets. It's going to keep me from doing. Oh, thank you, Denise. Thank you so much. I think I'm finally starting to get used to it. It's been cut now for not even a month. And at first I hated it. Absolutely. I felt like it looked like I was wearing a football helmet. And I was like, you know what? I got to go back and get this stuff messed with. I got to take some more off or have them layer it some more or do something. And now that it's, I guess, recovered from the trauma of being cut, it's a little easier to manage. And I can kind of make it do what I want it to do, sort of. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. And I'm going to give it a little bit more time before I decide whether or not to do something else with it, if that makes any sense. Because it's just not, well, I'm so used to being able to throw it up in a ponytail or a bun in the back or, a clip. And it's so easy to do that. And I really like being able to do that. With this haircut, this is all I've got. I mean, this is all I can do with it. There's not enough hair to put back and have it stay. So it'll grow though. I'm not worried about it. A noble cause. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's a great cause. Tracy here in the chat is kind of the ringleader, or at least my contact. I don't know if she's the absolute ringleader, but she is definitely my contact, and that's who I am going to be sending all these blankets to when I'm finished. I've got 2 done already, but I did those before I got sick in December. And y'all, I'm serious. I feel better every single day. I get my energy back. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was sick and it only lasted about a week, but I just couldn't get my energy back from being sick. You are definitely the ring. Okay. I'm glad to know that, Tracy, because I wasn't real sure. I just knew that you were my contact. Put your information. Well, if y'all want to get in touch with Tracy you can use her email address at that Crafty Nana Tracy and all those numbers at Gmail. And I'm sure she'll give you the information you need to send her anything you'd like to donate. They accept blankets that are about, Tracy, is it 40 by 40? Give or take, I guess. And then hats and mittens and scarves. And then they also take teddy bears and give them to children who are suffering from traumas with the, like 911, all the emergency services. They distribute the teddy bears to them and then hand them out to children who are going through a traumatic situation, and that, like when the police come and something terrible's happening in the house. I don't want to say what all them things are because, YouTube. We're not allowed to say much anymore, are we? Without being in fear of demonetization and all that other stuff. Speaking of, give me 1 second here. Might as well turn it on. Let's see. Where am I? StreamYard. So this one's going to be made with a 5-weight yarn. I have a whole bunch of it that it honestly doesn't match or anything. Hey, Grumpus, how you doing? I said Grumpus in the house. How's that, Grumpus? Hey, Jane Doe, how are you? Thrifty Crocheter, how are you doing? I hope everyone's happy. Yes, it has been a marvelous Monday. Y'all, I've had the house to myself almost all day, and it's been glorious. Absolutely glorious. Oh, and washcloths for the homeless. Yeah. I'm not monetized. Yep, so I don't have to worry about that. That's true. That's true. Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm hoping that one day I can supplement my retirement a little bit with this little hobby of mine. Hey, Lance, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. We're just going to be crocheting and chatting. I hope I made that clear in my title. But yeah, this is a really great charity, and I'm excited to be a part of it, to be honest with you. Oh my goodness, y'all, I feel like I'm burning up. Oh, but that's what I was talking about before I got distracted. I finally feel like I have all my energy back, and I'm myself again after, being sick. I don't know why it took so long, but it did. And here we are. But I'm grateful to have my energy back. 1, 2. See, I wasn't going to count. That's why I did this pattern, because it didn't want to count. I'm at work, got to scoot. I'll try to pop in again later. Okay, Denise, you have a good night at work. And try to do the least amount possible. So let me tell y'all about something that happened this past week. It's an interesting life adjustment that I really didn't see coming, and I should have. My son's going to be 18 in December, and it dawned on me, I guess it was at the end of, about the beginning of last week, that we're no longer going to have him as a tax deduction. So Poppy had to change the W-4 to reflect that, of course. I mean, we'll get to deduct some, but we're not going to get all that child tax credit and the big deduction you get for having children under the age of 18. We'll be able to, I think, deduct about $500, which doesn't quite seem fair because he's still in high school, and he will be until May of next year. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't fight the government, right? So that was the last child that we're going to be able to claim on our taxes. And, I've been using kids as a deduction now for 40 years. And like I said, I just kind of didn't see it coming. And now I feel kind of silly because I didn't see it coming. But I guess at this age, where life is changing maybe faster than we want it to, I know it is for me. And we're just going to have to make the accommodation. You know, that's going to cost us about $100 a pay period to be safe. And now we'll probably get some back at the end of the year, but I don't like leaving the government a whole lot of money and then having them send it back to me. Why would I give them an interest-free loan? You know, that's my way. Now, okay, his insurance will still cover until he's 26, and it will cover for free if he's a full-time student. If he becomes at the point where he's not a full-time student anymore, he'll have to pay a certain premium until he's 26, and then he'll have to get his own. That ain't right, because they never leave you. They never leave your wallet, Grumpus. You know that, and I know that. The government don't care about that. And but now, once he gets to college, I will be able to also deduct, it's some kind of education credit, and that's up to $2,500, which I believe is what the child deduction is. So it'll kind of come out in the wash for a while. But it's just something I'm going to have to get prepared for, because like I said, he's the last one. There's no more deductions after him, which is fine, you know. But my savings is going to take a hit. You know, I've been able to save a certain amount every pay period for years now. And then I've been able to add to that when Poppy got raises or whatever. But our savings is going to take $100 a payday hit. And hey, Shantae, how are you? So that's just an adjustment that we're going to have to make. Let's see. I would maybe ask your accountant, because my parents were able to claim me as long as I was living under their roof and I was going to college. And we can claim him. It's just going to be less of a deduction. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear about that. We won't get the actual child deduction. What we'll get is we'll get a $500 deduction for supplying all of his needs all throughout the year. And we'll also get the education credit if he decides to go to college. If he doesn't, we can still do the education credit for Violet, but there's going to be a time when all of that runs out, and it's creeping up on us. I figure within the next 5 years, we'll be deducting just me and Poppy, and that's it. So I made 18 mug rugs in the afternoon hours today. Good Lord. What's a mug rug? Is that like a little coaster? I didn't know they did mug rugs for fundraisers. Wow, that's interesting. But I'll talk to the accountant and see what they have to say, because there might be a way around it. Shoot, who knows? Panchuco, hey, Panchuco, they can't find my penny jars buried in the backyard. In fact, I can't find them either. Well, I don't have any buried in the backyard, but I've got some jars. In fact, look, y'all, look, I'm going to pull this out of the weeds back here. I got this cool piggy bank, and I love it. Check this out. This is only $1 bills, y'all. See, it's only $1 bills. So if you try to come to my house and crack it open, you ain't going to get nothing. Not much anyway. I mean, it might buy a soda. But you have to break it to get into it. Look at that. There's no plug or anything. So once it's stuffed as full as I can stuff it, then I'll have to break it open and deposit it or spend it or whatever I want to do with it, right? But all of my ones that I, once we spend money, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. Real Dollar Tree. I thought this was the happen. Wow, that was interesting. Maybe my internet had a little blip. Anyhow, so this is where I keep all my dollars. After we spend money and I have dollars left over, I just throw them in here. I'll put it back in the weeds here, or the trees, whatever those things are, bushes. It is. It's a for real Dollar Tree. Okay, do I want to keep going with this purple or change? I think I'll keep going with it. Just another row or so. I feel like I'm in the dark in this house. I don't know why. I guess because it's dark outside, but every light is on in here. And I don't know, it just feels dark. So let me ask y'all something. How is my audio on this? Because I got this new microphone and I'm using it. Can you tell? Is it making like scratching sounds because it's rubbing up against the shirt, or is it muffled? Or yeah, y'all, feedback, please. Hey, Miss Kim, thank you so much for being here tonight. I don't even have that right. Look at that. There, let's do this. You sound like me. Just one more row. You see? Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, I can't decide what color, how to do my colors. I guess it doesn't really matter as long as it's all put together and pretty. So I'm just going to do as much of this as I can tonight. Okay, thanks, Pinch. Well, now, look, I know Grumpus is the picky one. So if you're here still, Grumpus, be honest. Tell me what I should do. If I should turn it down, or if I should. Because now there ain't a whole lot of controls on this thing. It's just a plug-in lav mic. Now, look, y'all, I'm getting a wireless mic tomorrow. It comes in the mail, and I'm so excited I can't hardly stand it. The only thing I'm worried about, y'all, this is funny. Hey, Lucy Warren, how are you doing? It sounds good. Maybe a slight muffle. Could just be the mic. They all have their own voice. You're good. Okay. Well, do you think my Mac mic sounds better than this? I just wanted to get a clear audio. That's all. That's what I'm after. Oh shoot, now I forgot what I was going to say. Darn. Oh, about the wireless microphone. And now y'all don't laugh, but y'all know I always have to take a break to go to the restroom when I'm doing my live streams because 7 kids were not kind to my bladder. And I'm terrified that I'm going to forget to take my mic off when I go in there or mute myself. So it just has a slight warm tone. What the devil does that mean? Now, I know what it means when I'm singing, but okay. Kim says it sounds nice too. Well, I'm just going to go with it for tonight. Now, listen, if you ever hear it scratching, like some people have it scratching, please let me know because I will take it off in a New York minute because I don't like that, and I know most people don't. But yeah, that's what I'm afraid of with my wireless mic. I'm scared I'm just going to get up and run to the potty and everybody's going to hear me, hear my business. Or hear me hollering at the youngins. No hot mics in the toilet. I know. We will try and remind. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. I know it sounds silly, but it's a real concern, a very real concern. So what do y'all got planned for the week? Everybody working hard? I'm working hard. I'm trying to get my house decluttered still. But like I said earlier, I have my energy back, and now I'm able to do more than I was able to last month. And it feels good to throw stuff out. Plus, y'all, Poppy's not here. He's out of town for a couple of days. So I can get away with throwing out more. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I hope you're watching, Poppy. Watch him comment in a minute. Don't be throwing out my stuff. You know what's funny is I hardly ever touch his stuff. Hardly ever. But I do throw out a lot of other stuff. And I might rearrange his stuff sometimes. Crochet, 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 crochet. For me, this is week again. It's never ending. Yeah. Well, what would you be doing, Tracy, if you weren't crocheting? You know? That's what I ask myself a lot. What would I be doing if I wasn't crocheting? Nothing. I might be watching TV or listening to YouTube or cleaning up or getting bored. Of course, now I might be in my garden a little more than I am at this point in time. It's about time to start gardening again. Our weather's been beautiful this week. How about y'all? Okay. My other addiction, paper craft. Oh, okay. So you have a backup. Okay. I'm still decluttering my office tonight, watching with one eye and listening with two ears. Well, thank you, Grumpus. I appreciate it. I know you had a mess the other night. What was it, Saturday night? I can't even imagine that your office looked like that. But I get it. You know, things pile up. And yeah. And I get really frustrated when they get piled up because I don't like clutter at all. And, you know, having kids for 40 years, I have had to tolerate clutter most of my adult life. 80 plus degrees this week, maybe rain. Oh, Shantae, that's wonderful. We haven't been quite that hot. Wow, I'm in trouble now because I don't know what I did with my scissors. Okay. Well, aha, I'll be right back. Ta-da! Yeah. Did that make too much noise? I'm sorry. Sorry I had to do that. I'm going to do something I hardly ever do. I'm going to weave in these ends as I go. No, we've had in the 70s during the day, but it's mostly been real pleasant at around 68-ish. That's what I'd average it out at during the day. Now at night, it's still getting down in the 50s, low 50s. But I love that kind of weather, so it don't bother me a bit. In fact, I enjoy it. I'm going to be really sad when it starts getting real hot and we have to suffer through another summer. Currently 35 with the wind chill. Well, goodness gracious, that's a warm front compared to last week, isn't it, Jen? Y'all got some god-awful weather. You and Miss Kim. Jeez. Miss Kim, are y'all still real cold up there? I think Miss Kim is in New York. Hey, Mara, how are you doing? It's so nice to see you. The noise was not bad to me. Thank you, because I had to take it off to, go find these stinkins. I should have had them with me. But you know how that goes. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh, fiddlesticks. That does not like to go through that needle. I could do this just with the crochet hook. Looks like I might have to. Well, that one's not going to get it today, but that's okay. All right, let me find another color in here. I'll show y'all what I've got. I've got this gray. It's a pale dove gray. Is that gray? Yes, that's gray. And then I have this real nice blue, kind of like a soft muted baby blue. And then actually that's all I've got in this oh gosh, acrylic. This is acrylic. Every one of these, and it's from the same manufacturer, same everything, right? And then I have a whole bunch of these. Now, not in the same color, but I have them. A lot of blanket yarns. So I'm going to try really hard to figure out color patterns with that. But right now, I'm dealing with blues, grays, and purple. And that's all we're going to do on this one. So let's go gray. And I think I'll only do maybe 1 or 2 rows of this. Hey, Alfonso, how are you doing? I am having a beautiful day. How about yourself? I'm finally running my Lionel O gauge train now that I have the original train. Oh, that's great. Did you ever find your light bulb you were looking for? Scrappy looking is always fun. It is. It is fun. I have other yarn that's going to be even scrappier. But my daughter, I was sitting here getting ready to go live, and I didn't want to unhook myself from this microphone. So I said, hey, honey, go get me that big old bag of yarn. Look, y'all think I'm kidding when I say big old bag of yarn. I've got this big old bag of yarn. It's as big as a suitcase. So there's that. And she grabbed the first one she could get to, and it had all the 5 and 6 weight yarn in it. All the other bag that I have just like that is full of 4 weight yarn. And most of it is Loops and Threads, Impeccable, and Red Heart Super Saver. I know it's a lot. It's a lot. I told you I had enough yarn, didn't I? You offered to send me yarn. I said, no, ma'am, I've got plenty of yarn, didn't I? And I love using 5 weight yarn, especially on blankets, 5 and 6 weight, because it just works up so quickly. Hey, Sonia, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Shantae said not the balmy teens. Oh my gosh, Kim, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But it'll warm up eventually. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. It will warm up. We get to live to see another day. and another season, et cetera, et cetera. You're addicted to those weights? Yeah, yeah. Um, they're just so simple to work through, you know. I might just do one row of the. How many grays do I have in there? Oh, you know what? I might have a darker purple. No, I have a lighter purple. Okay. So, purples, grays, and blue. That's the way that's going to work. I'm going to have to get another needle that's got a bigger eye on it, or just weave it in with at Charlotte. Do a 2-bit granny. I don't even know what that is, Tracy. What's a 2-bit granny? You'll have to send me a picture of that because I never heard of that. Oops. Yeah, Jane, there's a lot. There's a lot here to work with. I'll probably be able to knock out at least out of this bag, I'd say at least 4 blankets. 2 bits. 2 rows of each color, no repeats. Okay. Whew. I'll have to do that when I get to the next bag of yarn because I only have these 4 colors. Two rows of color, no repeat. I'll definitely have enough yarn to do that with the next bag. And I might alternate them. Who knows? I mean, I'll get sick of working with this and then go on to the other one. Because if I don't entertain my brain and give it new stuff to do, it gets mad with me. I was just thinking that whenever I came across that idea about the taxes, and I had Poppy go change everything, it kind of made me a little bit sad, not because of the money, but because the boy's growing up and it won't be too much longer and he'll be off on his own and I won't have anybody in the nest anymore. And that's going to be a hard adjustment, I think. That's from Juan the Yarn Addict. I learned it from him. Okay. I don't watch him very often. I know I should because he's got a lot of good ideas, really good ones. And he's doing the Boggy Creek stuff, isn't he? Oh, thanks for posting Crafty Nana's channel, Jane Doe. Anybody who wants to make any of these blankets, they're 40 by 40. And I'll be sending them to Tracy. She is a pastor and ringleader of the group, charity group, Lovingly Looped. And she accepts 40 by 40 blankets, scarves and hats, mittens, washcloths, whatever you can donate to somebody who is not as fortunate as we are. Go on ahead and get in touch with her and she'll send you all the information you need. Lance said, just wait a bit. The grandchildren will take their place. Well, Lance, I do have grandchildren. Already I've got 6, but only 2 live near me. And now that's not saying that these 2 younger kids won't eventually one day have some kids and and those will take over. But my daughter lives 4 miles down the street. So in fact, I had the grandbabies today, and I'll be honest with you, I don't like having grandchildren near as much as I did having kids. That sounds terrible, don't it? but they get on my nerves, and I don't have the energy for them. I like seeing them come, and I like to spend about 2 or 3 hours with them, and then I like seeing them go. Oh, the bears for bear hug too. That's right. That's right. Don't forget about the bears that I mentioned earlier too, for the children of traumatic situations. I mean, I do love being a granny. Don't get me wrong. I probably said that the wrong way, trying to be funny. Now y'all think I don't love my grandbabies, but I do. I do. I do. And I do enjoy them, but I want to enjoy them when I want to, and not when I have to, if that makes any sense. Thank you, Mara. Thank you so much. Well, and this is the truth. I'm 60 years old. I've been a mom for 40 years of children that I actually had to take care of. I mean, it's not like all my kids grew up in 20 years and then I was by myself. I have been steady parenting nonstop for 40 years. My oldest turned 40 last month. And I still have a 17-year-old at home. And I still have that 20-year-old at home. And believe it or not, I'm still having to parent her to some degree. And as Tracy just said, we're kind of over it. We want some peace and quiet, and we want to be able to live our lives without being obligated to care for somebody else. I mean, I don't mind caring for Poppy, but he's quiet most of the time. And I guess that's just a stage you go through. But would I want one to live here all the time? No, ma'am, I would not. Now, if something happened and I had to take care of my grandbabies for whatever reason, I would do it. I wouldn't like it. I'm a grandma too. I get it. When I want to do it, when I want to do it. Yeah. Spoil them and send them. Look, when my grandbabies came over today with their mama, she left them here so she could take my son to get his eyeglasses fixed. He stepped on them this morning and broke them. So she took him to the eyeglass place, and I had the grandbabies. Well, I fed them a little bit of, they love their noodle soup. So I fed them some noodle soup. And then I gave them Rice Krispie treats, Nutty Buddies, and a root beer. Sent them back home. When she came to get them, she said, "What did they eat? Did you give them sugar, Mom?" Yes, I did. Now, she has not barred me from giving them sugar. They're not on a sugar ban, but she don't give them too much sugar at their house. Play with them, make them cry, stop the crying with lots of sugar, and send them home. And, they don't get a lot of treats at their house. And I figure when they come to Granny's house, they can have a treat if they want it. And I tell them all the time. Millie will say, "I don't have to follow Mom's rules at your house, do I, Granny?" And I say, "No, Granny's house is for Granny's rules, and Mama's house is for Mama's rules." Yeah, grandmas do need some crafting time. That's right, Shantae. That's right. They must have been zipping, but they were climbing the curtains, Jen. It was funny. But I mean, they were having fun. They weren't being bad or anything. They were just full of energy. And now my granddaughter, she'll be 10 shortly. And when she gets going, that girl talks a blue streak. I'm not even playing. When she gets too much sugar in her, she just talks and talks and talks. So she started talking before her mama got here, a whole lot. And I told her, I said, "Hey, baby, why don't you turn on Alexa and sing a song?" So as long as her mouth is going, she's fine. So she was singing all kinds of songs with Alexa. If they don't puke at their house, Grumpus didn't do it right. Oh, that's mean, Grumpus. Good grief. I don't want to make them puke because, ooh, that's just, eugh. And I get that they'll be at their own house, but still, ugh. I think I would feel guilty if I sent them home puking or wanting to puke, whatever. Now, for Christmas, what I did is they each got a box, one box, that I wrapped all their presents and put them in this box. Then I went and bought them all of their favorite snacks in the jumbo packs from Sam's, and I put those in the box. Plus, they both got 2 cases of their favorite soda each. And they were real happy that Santa Claus came to Granny's house. Now, I promise you, their mother is still sitting on top of those snacks and doling them out one at a time. And that's okay if that's what she wants to do. I don't care as long as they get to have it. One year I bought Millie for Christmas. I bought her a great big box. I mean, it was huge, of single serve Nutella. I bet there was 500 of them in there. But Millie likes, what I do with her when she's here, a lot of times I have apples. I always have apples here. So I'll take the apples and slice them up and put some Nutella on her plate so she can dip the apples in the Nutella, which I feel like is a pretty decent snack for a kid. It's yummy. The apple's good for them. And the Nutella is just a little treat, right? And she loves it. That's her favorite thing. So I did that for her one year. Her mama was so mad. That's okay. Grannies can get away with that. I send home, wait a minute. Sugar and noisy toys. Yeah, noisy, my parents did that to me, and that was mean. That was just plain darn right mean. So I don't necessarily do that to mine. Not the toy part. But the sugar, yes. Ain't nothing wrong with them having a little bit. And neither one of them, my goodness, that granddaughter of mine, she could stand to gain about 15 pounds. Cake has eggs, milk, and wheat. Sounds healthy to me. Yep. When Oliver got here today, he was looking up in my pantry, and he knows where I keep everything in that pantry. And he looked up there and he said, Guinea, can I have pancakes? I said, boy, I'm not cooking no pancakes for you right now. Forget it. He was a little upset with me. So then I bought a big set of the Arteza colored pencils, because both of them really like to draw and, color and stuff. So I got out the Arteza pencils and his little pad of paper to draw on, and he was happy as pig in slop. I bet he drew Link from Zelda 49 different ways. Mean revenge is satisfying. That's funny. Oh, gosh. So, yes, I do enjoy being a grandparent. I just, I want to do it when I want to do it and not when it's a necessity. And maybe even one day, y'all, I thought about it when my son leaves and my daughter leaves, the ones that are still living here. And my house won't be crowded. I'll have an office. There's good parts about it too. It's bittersweet, actually. Thinking about that, it's bittersweet. Because I look forward to having my own space where I can YouTube without being interrupted and that kind of stuff. And I don't have to run everybody out of the kitchen. And that's why I don't do live streams more often, is because Mondays, everybody in this house knows Mama's going live at 9:30, and we need to do something else. So, now, mind you, at 9 o'clock, hey, Passion for Art, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Um, what was I saying? Shoot. Oh, tonight at 9 o'clock, my son all of a sudden got hungry and started rummaging through the pantry, making himself some stuff to eat. And I said, son, what are you doing? You know, I'm trying to get ready for this live stream. He said, well, I was hungry. I said, well, you need to start getting hungry before 9 o'clock. I said, I already fed you once today. I made chicken and rice for dinner. And he ate a bunch of it, but he was hungry. And I don't mind him eating, but he's going to have to do it before 9:30. Now he's going to have to do it before 9 o'clock. Jessica, is that your name, Passion for Art? Or did I miss Jessica coming in? Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay, good. Now I know two Jessicas now. Thank you very much for letting me know that. I need some help getting excited about gardening season, though. I haven't done anything yet. I was gonna start some stuff in my. I've got a whole bunch of gallon water jugs, and I was gonna cut them and make little greenhouses out of them, and that. I haven't done any of it. And if I'm not careful, it'll be summertime and too late, because that's just how things go. But and I do want to grow a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes this year. I want to grow some candy roaster squash, but I know the vine boring bugs are going to get to it. I hate those things. They're my arch nemesis. I grew that tromboncini squash last year, and it was fun to grow. It really was super fun to grow. But I was scared to eat the squash. It just looked too weird to me. Charlotte, how do you get that dual camera set up? I've been wanting to get mine set up. Okay, I'll tell you what I do. I start a StreamYard live stream on my computer. And then I go to StreamYard on my phone, which is right here. And I have this on a stand that shoots down. Okay. So I open up the StreamYard on my computer, then I open it up on my phone, and then I add both pictures from the bottom screen. And it's basically just like having, two cameras. It's real simple to do. The one thing you have to make sure is that you mute whichever. I always use the audio on my. I like to use the audio on my computer because it's better than the audio on my phone. So I have to mute the audio on my phone, and when I say mute, I have to mute everything through StreamYard and the actual phone itself. Has to be, all the volume has to be off, or you're going to hear it. You're going to hear this echo. I've tried adding a second camera, but I have to pay for this. Right. And this, I don't have to pay. I got the whole, I'm using free StreamYard right now. I get my 20 hours a month, and I can still use two cameras by doing it this way. Don't tell StreamYard. Okay, now what color? I think I'll do the blue. Yeah. I can hear my daughter just, she's talking on her phone in her bedroom, and I can hear her all the way out here. We have a real small house, though. all that nice coleus I was going to save starts for this. Oh, no, you didn't do it. Oh, God, I'm so sorry, Grumpus. But you know, that was a special coleus too, wasn't it? I don't, I hope you saved the labels so you know which one to go get. Of course, it could have just, it might not have been a different variety. It might have just been that it was happy where it was sitting, you know? Sometimes that happens. I hate that you didn't save it, though. I've got to find, maybe we can discuss that because y'all might have some good ideas. Once we buy this house, and it's probably going to be sometime next month, might be into April, but anyhow, that's beside the point. I want to take out all the junk plantings that are in the front of the house under the windows and put some kind of shrub there that will grow quickly, but not. I want to make like a box hedge, but not with box wood. Okay? Something like what I really like is some sweet olive bushes out there, but I don't know how quickly they grow. And I don't necessarily want flowers. I just want greenery and maybe the occasional flowers in between or underneath. You are bringing the second camera in as a guest. Yes, that's right, Grumpus. My second camera is basically a guest on my YouTube channel. Yeah, on the StreamYard. Try to add, yeah, I had to pay for this second. Well, it doesn't produce olives. It's just the name of the bush, Ms. Kim. It's a real nice smelling bush. I guess it does have flowers on it in spring, but it doesn't produce fruit. It's just a nickname for it. I don't know what the actual scientific name is. But down here in the South, they're very common. And the reason I want one is because they smell so nice. And it's right by the front door. So I thought, well, you know, be nice to have some smell good before you get in the house. I tried doing that, but it doesn't work on my end. It tells me that my guests can't be on the same IP address. Well, huh. Hey, Jackie, how are you doing? It's good to see you tonight. Thank you so much for coming in. Alfonso, I don't know why are you using your Wi-Fi on your phone? Maybe you could try using your data on your phone, like your, you know, what you use when you go out and about. Of course, I don't know what mine's on at this point in time. I can't really check because it's in action. So, but I'll check when I hang up or when I get off of here, I'll check. And next time I see you, I'll let you know if it was on Wi-Fi or if it was on data. Okay? Because I happen to have unlimited data on my phone, so it doesn't matter how much I use it. Your Wi-Fi on all devices. Okay, I understand. Maybe you could do a hydroponic or indoor greenhouse, Tracy. Ooh, Tracy, that sounds nice. Smell like watermelon red blooms. Is that what they smell like? Hang on, let me go back a little bit because I think I missed some chat. Talking too much. Oh no, I didn't. So anyhow, I want to re-landscape the front yard and add some kind of shrub that I can just take a hedge clipper and go straight across and straight down in the front, and it'll be a nice shaped hedge. And then in front of my house, I want to put the flowers and the pretty stuff. Yeah, no room for indoor gardens there. Yeah, I get that, Tracy. Are you allowed to put anything outside? Like a little maybe a grow bag or maybe a little 2 by 4 foot garden bed? This woman thinks I'm gonna drop dead before I get all her honeydews done. Grumpus, I've got Vicky's got plans to completely strip and reconfigure the front landscaping at the front of the Grumpus. You better tell Vicky she needs to save her pennies and hire somebody to do that. Oh, the landlord forbids it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Good grief. Can you believe that? That is one reason I love my landlord. He don't care what I do around here. I could paint this place green if I wanted to. Every room in the house, I could paint it purple and green. He wouldn't care. He told me when I moved in here, make it your home. And that was so good for me. Because, I mean, I didn't do any changing of the paint or anything like that, but I was able to hang pictures and put my cat trees up, and my cats have a whole shelf that they play on that's hooked to the wall and stuff. And that would have hurt my feelings if I wouldn't have been able to do that. Plus, he let me have my chickens. He let me tear up his yard for a garden. He let me do anything I want, really. You know what? I don't like that either. I'm going to do the purple because then the next one will be blue. And then purple, then blue, then purple. Okay, that's the way I'll do it. Okay. He doesn't want dirt on his gravel. What does he think is under the gravel? I'm sorry. Good grief. I guess he just wants it to look a certain way. One, two, three. It's a shame you can't just get your own little piece of property off grid and get some solar but that's too much pioneer living for me. Pioneers didn't have any solar at all, but you know what I mean. That to me, that's roughing it, and I wouldn't want to do that. I done lived too long to have to rough anything. I am parched. He's a tyrant. I've lived here 4 years. I'd love to get property. Yeah, I know you would. If the dirt gets in the gravel, the weeds take over. Well, that makes sense in theory, but ain't that what Roundup's for? I mean, come on. Jackie, I'm making the charity blankets for Lovingly Looped. That's Tracy there's charity. And I'm doing this to keep from having to donate all of my yarn. I've got this 2 great big bags of yarn in my bedroom that I want to get rid of. And I was going to donate it to the, like Salvation Army just to get rid of it. And then I thought, well, why do that when I could crochet it up and send it to Tracy for her charity? So that's what I'm doing. And I'm just making a 40 by 40-ish blanket. Tracy, if I go to like to 42, is anybody going to care? Really? That's terrible that he won't even let you have a flower pot. Yeah, that is. I would resent that if it was me. I would definitely resent that. No, he don't. So I figured I should probably just put that yarn to good use instead of throwing it out. And I don't know. I guess somebody else could put it to good use, but so can I. The purple and gray look good. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I've got, okay, I'll show you what colors I've got. I got this blue here, and then I got this light purple here, and I got this light gray here, and then I got a bunch of this dark purple. And I probably have, oh shoot, look at here, y'all. Is that the same as that? Yes, it is. I thought it was darker. So I have 4 balls of that color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 balls of this. And I think 2 balls of the blue and 2 of the gray. I think, give or take. So I'm going to use all of it together, just to make sure that I have enough to do at least 2. Charlotte, 40 is the minimum you can go. Oh, okay. Okay. Whew. That makes me feel better. Because really, 40 is great for a kid's blanket, but I don't see it covering no grown person's behind unless they're little people, you know. So I want to make them a little bit bigger, I think. I mean, because let's see. I'm 60 inches tall. Well, okay, 61 or 60 and 3/4 maybe. I don't think I'm quite 5'1". And a 50-inch blanket would cover me fine. But you know, not everybody's as short as I am. I always want to make sure that I have a blanket big enough to cover my feet and my shoulders. Okay, I will do what my heart tells me. My heart might say, Charlotte, your fingers hurt, quit. Make this one for a kid. I'm teasing and you know it. I couldn't resist. Oh dear. Am I tangled up? How in the world did that happen? Okay. There we go. There. Oh, Lord. So I asked my daughter to make me some tea and bring it to me. And she did, which was really nice. But she brought me 2 straws. She knows, okay, I don't like these straws. Have y'all ever used these metal straws? Now, I love straws, but these metal ones, to me, they were cheap. I got them from Amazon, and when I drink out them, you get that metallic taste in your mouth, and I don't care for it one bit, not even a little bit. And I thought maybe if I washed them and scrubbed them out real good, it would go away. It does not. So she had to go back. And now I'm using my plastic straw because those don't have no extra flavor to my tea. Good night, Grumpus. Thank you for coming in tonight. I appreciate it. Come back next time. You only use metal straws. Okay. I thought I was going to be eco-friendly and just use metal ones too, but I can't do it. At least if I would have bought a better quality straw, it probably would have been a lot better. And that'll be my next move if I decide to get more. You got some from Amazon and you taste metallic too? See, the Chinese are trying to kill us. I didn't say that. Hey, Marcel, how are you doing tonight? Yeah, I don't care for that aftertaste at all. Yours were from Walmart. I'll have to check that out. Okay. Okay. Oh my, here we go. But I mean, at least I figured if I'm using the plastic ones, like this, they're washable, they're reusable, they'll last forever. And at least it's better than throwing away the plastic straws that you get, from Walmart or what have you in your fast food drinks. So I'm okay with that. I always save the ones, like when you get those tumblers from Walmart or wherever you get them that already have the straw in it. I always save the straws even when the tumblers go missing. And they do go missing. Because what happens is my kids will wash the dishes and they don't wash everything together. And I think that the lid's missing or the bottom half, and I throw stuff away and then we have to buy more. It's just a big confusing mess. But I always try to hang on to the straws if I can. So I have quite a few. Some of those tumblers that I buy are not insulated and they don't last a long time. They're the plastic ones like you get for seasonal, where they do all the seasonal dishes and stuff. And I really like drinking out of those. So, but dishwasher is not friendly to them. And I'm not washing anything by hand if I don't have to. So they don't last very long. I usually refresh every year. Yeah, I think Grumpus left as you were coming in, Marcel. So what have you been up to lately? I haven't heard from you in a bit. It seems like it anyway. My cats are in there growling at each other. Are you out of your room? Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be. That's why she needs to stay in her room, dear. Under the couch. I've been busy painting a lot. What are you working on? I need to go over there and check that out. Hang on. I can't do it on this. Just staying busy around there. I get it. I get it. You know, Violet has a handicapped cat. She only has 3 legs. And then she does not mesh well with the other cat in this house. And it's a real shame. She's just so scared. She knows that she can't defend herself, so she's always on guard. She's always growling and trying to hiss at all the other cats, warning them to stay away from her. But what's she going to do? And it aggravates me to no end. And I keep telling Violet, you know, when we first got that baby kitty, she was a baby. She had to get her leg amputated because, well, Violet found her in the yard next door, handicapped, limping around, crying. Her whole arm was just real gross, and you could see bone and everything. And come to find out, there was infection in the bone, and they had to take it off. So Violet's the one that took her to the vet and took care of her, and of course she grew up, and now she wants to come out here, but she don't want to get along. And I've been telling Violet, you need to keep her in her room. In her room. That's where she has to live, is in her room, until you can move out and get a place where there's no other cats. Because this cat really shouldn't be in a house with other cats. It's an oceanfront deck beach with a round table, tablecloth flowers. Oh my goodness, that sounds absolutely beautiful. Wow. It sure does sound gorgeous. I wish I could paint. I can paint my numbers. But that's about all. I wish I could. What I'd really like to do is watercolor paint. I love the look of watercolor. But it's difficult. I've been trying. I have some watercolors here and an easel and some I even have watercolor paper, you know. But ooh. I'm not the best drawer either. I mean, I don't draw very well. Drawer. I mean, I can draw little things like I can make the kids happy by drawing dinosaurs that kind of look like dinosaurs or clowns that kind of look like clowns, but it's just not. I wish I was a little more artistic in that way. I think all it would take is some training. But I don't have time anymore. And I can't drive, so where am I going to go get it? I don't know. Maybe when I retire and when Poppy retires, then he can take me to some classes one day. And that would be fun. You know, my granny, she was my great-grandmother. She was an art teacher for like 30 years, and she taught at a senior citizen center, and she taught all the seniors how to paint. And she loved that job. She loved doing that. Love the color, Charlotte, the purple. Thank you. I love this color of purple. It's one of my favorite purples. I got this yarn in some kind of mystery box, and there was a whole bunch of it. So and at the time, if it had been other colors, my son wanted a poncho, a guy's poncho that kind of looks like, you know, those shirts that kind of look like rugs that you can buy at truck stops and stuff. He likes those. And he wanted me to make him a poncho kind of like that. But then when I got the colors and it was pinks and purples, I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't make him that poncho. I cannot freehand paint either, but love to watch. Oh, Bob. My granny used to sit and watch Bob Ross all the time. She loved him. I'll be live this Saturday night on February 14th at 10:30. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good to know. Good to know. I got to go. Give me 1 second. There I am. Okay. I got to mute that. I'm going to your channel right now. And I'm going to close. Okay. I'm going to make sure that I'm subscribed first. Yes, yes, I am. Aha. That's what I need to do. I turned on all my notifications, and that way, when you go live, I'll get the notification. You'll be doing Valentine crafts that night. Oh, how fun! I'll tell you though, as much as Granny loved Bob Ross, she liked watching wrestling better. Let me tell you something. There was nothing on the planet more entertaining than watching my granny watch wrestling. she'd be in bed. She watched her TV in her bed. She had one leg. And she'd be laying in that bed, propped up, watching the TV. And she loved old Dusty Rhodes. That was his name. He was a wrestler. This was all before Triple H and all them. Dusty Rhodes was back in the 70s. And she'd lay it and she would holler at that, Kelly, get me, knock him down. We just laugh and laugh. Boy, that was a nice memory. I hadn't thought about that in years and years and years. I can see the bedroom in my head. Oh, and then we go in there, and sometimes I'd go in there and watch it with her, because I wanted to hang out with my granny. And she used to love hard candy. Do y'all remember the old-fashioned ribbon candy? She always had some of that in her room. And she always had lemon drops. And she always had butterscotch. And I'd go in there and she'd say, do you want a piece of candy? And she'd sneak me a piece. She was a great lady. She really was. I remember my brother and I used to watch wrestling when we were teenagers, except my brother had been in trouble in school for doing actual wrestling moves on other students. Well, I don't think he should have gotten in trouble for that. But then again, he should have just been reminded that there was a time and a place for that kind of shenanigans, right? Hey, LGGGGG, how are you doing? Good night, Crafty Nana. Tracy, take care. We'll see you again next time, okay? I love those old butterscotch. Oh, they were the best. They don't taste right. They don't taste the same now that they did back then. They really don't. And neither do the lemon drops. She used to always have those. She'd get stopped by. Remember when Brock's candies used to have, you could scoop some into a bag and it was this stand and you'd lift up the cover and just scoop it in? Well, that's what she would do. She'd go and get that. He actually she kicked somebody in. Oh my goodness. And did the Stone Cold Stunner. Oh my God. He should have got in trouble for that one. Yeah. Oh my. He was serious about that wrestling, wasn't he? They should have put him on the team. Of course, that kind of wrestling was very dangerous. Even though it was, okay, if anybody believes all that was real, I'm sorry, but it was choreographed. And your grandma liked licorice. Now, Granny didn't like no licorice. Oh, he got suspended for 2 weeks. That's crazy. That's a long time. Well, yeah, I get it. I get it. I do get it. But still, he could have been put on the wrestling team and taught how to really wrestle like, an Olympian or something. He probably would have been real good at it. If I put my son on the wrestling team, they'd turn him into a pancake. He's tiny, tiny little thing. The only sport he'd ever be good for is, oh gosh, Jane Doe, I used to love the coconut candy. And remember the white things with the colored jellies in them? I forget what it's called, some kind of nougat. But it had red and green and yellow, like little jellies inside the white nougat. Oh my gosh, those were my favorites. They did. They had the best candies. They did. Gosh, y'all, my hands are starting to hurt already. I can't believe that. I'm losing my mojo. My crochet mojo. He actually tried to do a wrestling move on me after getting into an argument with them. He tried jumping on top of me by jumping off the bunk bed. I put my knee up to avoid him hitting me. Oh my goodness. You hurt his ribs. Well, I bet he didn't do that again. Sometimes people have to learn the hard way, I just had that conversation with my oldest daughter this week. I said, in fact, so funny. My granddaughter was here with my daughter, and we were talking about back when she was a teenager, and I said to her, Erica, I will never forget you telling me, well, Mom, some people just have to learn the hard way. And I said, well, that's exactly what you're going to do if you don't listen. And she goes, well, I guess I'll just have to learn then. Okay. So she did. She learned the hard way about a certain situation that I can't go into. And Millie heard the end of that conversation, and she said, did Mama have to learn the hard way? I said, yeah, she always did. And I said, it's better when you listen to people who know more than you do, instead of just turning your nose up at all this good information and then getting hurt in the process, and then you got to learn the hard way. I said, sometimes being hurt don't mean you get your arm hurt or you get a scratch or you get your leg broke. It means your heart hurts too, and you get your feelings hurt. I said, and sometimes that's worse. So I had a little moment of what do you call it? Granny wisdom that I laid on her. Hopefully she'll take my advice. She probably won't though. Isn't it terrible? That's one of life's biggest and cruelest jokes, is that when you're young and you're not equipped to make decisions that will determine how you live the rest of your life, you don't have the wisdom to make those decisions. And then when you're old and you do have all that wisdom, well, you just die with it. I mean, you can tell people, but they're not going to listen because they got to live it too. I wish we could flip it. I wish we could have all the wisdom we need when we need it, and then lose it as we get older. Not my Crojo. It's okay. It'll come back. It'll come back. It always does. That is one thing that has stayed, one hobby that I've acquired. I mean, my granny taught me how to crochet when I was 8 years old. So that was, God, I don't even know how many years ago, 52 years ago. And it's the one hobby that I never got rid of. I always have crocheted. Even if I put it down for a few years, I would always go back to it. It's just what I like to do. It's nice to make something useful. That's the way I see it. And that's what crocheting is to me. You're making useful things that people can appreciate or you can use for yourself, you know. In fact, tonight, well, this afternoon, my order came from Amazon, and I bought myself one of those Bissell handheld steamers that you clean with. I've been wanting one for a long time, and finally, I was cleaning my baseboards in my living room the other day, and I thought, this is for the birds. I'm not doing this. So I got on the Amazon, and I found one of those, and I can sit in my rolly chair and use that steamer. It's got a scrubby on it, and I can wash all the baseboards without having to get on the floor and hurt my knees, because it hurts getting on your knees when you're, you know, an old lady. So anyhow, I was really tickled to get it. Really tickled. And I forgot where I was going with that story, but that's okay. I got my Bissell. I think it'll do. Oh, one thing I found out too. It doesn't just steam to clean. It's got a attachment on it where you can steam your clothing too. And I love that idea because, you know, it gets the wrinkles out. And now I don't have to iron anything if I don't want to. I can just steam it. Okay. Oh, I wanted to let everybody know. I finally, after some prodding by not a bunch, but a good amount of my subscribers and people that I know on YouTube, I was convinced to open up the memberships for my channel. And I only did one level of membership. And if you're interested, take a look. Nothing is required, but everything is appreciated. So take care, Lance. Take care. Yeah, Shantae, steamers come in real handy. We got the 3-minute warning. I'm going to get off of here in 3 minutes. But I wanted to throw that in just in case anybody was interested in supporting the channel in that way. Yeah, you have a great evening, Lance. And thank you for being here. Oh, look at that. Look, right in time. I finished up this row. Oh. Now that was perfect timing. So I got how many? Oh, what did I do with it? Well, I don't know how big this is, but it looks like it's at least 12 by 12 inches square. Oh, here it is. So let me take an inch off. Let's see. Oh, it's 14 inches. 14 inches of that. Hey, Zach, how are you doing? You sneezed. Cover your nose when you sneeze, dude. So, hopefully by the next Monday, I will have this completed and have another one going, okay? So, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, Jackie, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. I must be allergic. I think you are, Zach. I think we're allergic to each other. You're the troublemaker tonight, mister. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, Marcel. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful night. I will see you again real soon. And I will be back on Monday at 9:30. See you then.